The Forbidden Zone Captain Maya Torres had always been told that Sector 7 was off limits for a reason. The Galactic Council had marked it as a dead zone 300 years ago, after the Great War between humans and the Helix Alliance. Every star chart showed it as empty space, a graveyard of old battles where nothing lived anymore. But Maya was not like other human captains. She had questions that kept her awake at night. Why did the Council ships always change course when they got close to Sector 7? Why did the trade routes make such wide circles around that part of space? And most strange of all, why did her sensors pick up strange energy readings whenever she passed near the border? Maya commanded a small research ship called the Wanderer. Her crew was small but loyal, only 12 people who trusted her judgment completely. There was Tom, her second in command, who had served with her for 8 years. There was Dr. Lisa Park, the ship's scientist, who was always eager to study something new. And there was Jake, the young pilot who could fly through an asteroid field with his eyes closed. The Wanderer was not a military ship. It was built for exploration, with powerful sensors and a fast engine. Maya had used it to discover 2 new planets and a rare mineral that made humans rich in trade with alien species. But this mission would be different. This time, she was going where no human had gone for 3 centuries. The Council had given her permission to map empty systems near the border. It was routine work that most captains found boring. But Maya had requested this mission for a reason. She planned to use it as cover to slip into Sector 7 and see what was really there. On the 3rd day of their mission, Maya gathered her crew in the main room of the ship. The Wanderer was floating near the edge of known space, and the Forbidden Sector was just a few light hours away. "I need to tell you something," Maya said, looking at each of her crew members. "We are not just here to map empty space. I want to enter Sector 7. The room went quiet. Tom was the first to speak. "Captain, that sector has been closed for 300 years. The Council says it is dangerous." "The Council says many things," Maya replied, "but they never explain why. Don't you want to know what they are hiding?" Dr. Park leaned forward with interest. "What kind of readings are you getting from that sector?" Maya activated the ship's main screen. It showed a map of local space, with Sector 7 marked in red. "Look at this," she said, pointing to strange patterns on the display. "These energy signatures do not match anything in our databases. They are not natural, and they are not from any known technology." Jake studied the screen with wide eyes. "Those patterns, they look almost like signals, like someone is trying to communicate." "That is what I think too," Maya said. "But the Council claims that sector is empty. Either they are wrong or they are lying." Tom crossed his arms. "If we go in there and something happens to us, no one will come looking. The Council will say we broke the rules." "I know the risks," Maya said. "But I also know that humans have always been explorers. We left Earth because we wanted to see what was out there. We joined the galactic community because we were not afraid to meet new species. Are we going to stop exploring now because some politicians tell us not to?" The crew talked for an hour. Some were worried about the danger. Others were excited about the mystery. But in the end, they all agreed to follow their captain. They had chosen to serve on an exploration ship because they wanted to discover new things. Maya set course for Sector 7 that same day. As the Wanderer crossed the invisible border, every sensor on the ship began to detect strange readings. The energy signatures were getting stronger, and new patterns were appearing on their screens. "Captain," Dr. Park said, her voice full of excitement, "these readings are incredible. I have never seen anything like them. Are we safe?" Tom asked, watching the displays with concern. "So far, yes," Maya replied. "But stay alert. We do not know what we might find." As they traveled deeper into the Forbidden Sector, The crew of the Wanderer began to realize that they were not alone. Something was out there in the darkness, something that had been waiting for a very long time. And whatever it was about to change everything humans thought they knew about the galaxy. The adventure was just beginning, and Maya Torres was about to make the most important discovery in human history. The hidden structure 3 days. Into Sector 7, the Wanderer detected something that should not have existed. Dr. Park was the first to notice it on her instruments. "Captain, you need to see this," she called from her station. Her voice was shaking with excitement. Maya moved to Park's console and looked at the readings. The screen showed a massive structure floating in the darkness of space. It was bigger than any space station Maya had ever seen, but it was not showing up on their visual displays. "How can something that large be invisible?" Tom asked, joining them at the console. "It is not invisible," Park explained. "It is using some kind of stealth technology. Our sensors can detect its mass and energy output, but our eyes cannot see it." Jake piloted the ship closer to the mysterious structure. As they approached, more details appeared on their instruments. The object was not just big, it was enormous. It stretched for dozens of kilometers in every direction, and it was clearly artificial. "This is not human technology," Park said, studying the readings carefully. "But it is not like anything the other galactic species use either." Maya felt her heart racing. This was exactly what she had hoped to find, proof that the Council was hiding something important. But she had not expected to find something this incredible. "Are there any life signs?" she asked. Park worked at her console for several minutes. "Yes, but they are very faint. Whatever is inside that structure is alive, but barely active. It is like everything is sleeping or waiting," Tom said quietly. Maya made a decision that would change everything. "Jake, take us closer. I want to see if we can dock with that structure." "Captain, is that wise?" Tom asked. "We do not know what built this thing or why it is here." "That is exactly why we need to investigate," Maya replied. "This could be the most important discovery in human history. We cannot turn back now." As the Wanderer moved closer to the hidden structure, their sensors began picking up more details. The surface was covered with strange patterns that looked almost like writing, but in no language any of them recognized. There were docking ports along the sides, suggesting that other ships had visited this place before. "Look at this," Park said, pointing to her screen. "These energy readings are getting stronger. Whatever powers this structure is still active after all these years." Jake found a docking port that seemed to match their ship's design. "Captain, this docking port looks like it was made for human ships." "But that is impossible. Humans have never been to this sector." "Maybe we have been here before," Maya said, thoughtfully. "Maybe 300 years ago, during the Great War. The docking process was smooth and automatic. As soon as the Wanderer connected to the structure, lights began turning on throughout the massive station. It was like the entire place was waking up after a long sleep." "The station is responding to our presence," Park reported. "Internal atmosphere is stable, gravity is normal, and the air is breathable." Maya suited up in her exploration gear and selected a small team to investigate. Tom and Park would come with her, while Jake stayed on the ship to monitor their communication. The airlock opened with a soft hiss, and Maya stepped into the unknown structure. The corridor beyond was massive, with walls that curved up into darkness. But the most surprising thing was what she saw carved into the walls, symbols that looked remarkably like early human writing. "These markings," Park whispered, running her hand along the wall. "They look like ancient Earth languages, but changed somehow, evolved." As they moved deeper into the structure, emergency lighting activated automatically, showing them the way. Forward. The corridors were clearly designed for human-sized beings, with doors and passages that felt familiar despite their alien appearance. They reached a large chamber filled with equipment that was clearly designed for scientific research. But the technology was unlike anything Maya had seen before. It was human in design, but far more advanced than anything the Council possessed. "Captain," Tom said, his voice filled with awe, "look at this." On a central table lay a star chart, showing the entire galaxy. But this chart was different from any Maya had seen. It showed not just the known systems, but hundreds of other worlds marked with symbols she did not recognize. "This is a map of human colonies," Park breathed. "But there are so many more than we knew about." Maya realized that everything the Council had told them about human history was wrong. The Great War had not ended with humanity's defeat and retreat to their current worlds. Some humans had survived, hidden away in forbidden sectors, and they had been growing stronger for 3 centuries. The discovery was about to get even more shocking. Asterisk. The hidden colony. As Maya studied the star chart, she heard footsteps echoing from the corridor behind them. The sound made her blood run cold. They were not alone on the station. "Someone is coming," Tom whispered, drawing his sidearm. Maya held up her hand for silence. The footsteps were slow and deliberate, not threatening. A few moments later, a figure appeared in the doorway of the research chamber. It was a human woman, but unlike any human Maya had ever seen. She was tall and lean, with silver hair that seemed to glow in the dim light. Her clothes were simple, but made from materials that looked incredibly advanced. Most surprising of all, she appeared to be completely calm about finding strangers on her station. "Welcome to Research Station Alpha," the woman said in perfect English, though her accent was strange. "I am Director Anna Wells. We have been waiting for you." Maya's mind raced. "Waiting for us? How did you know we were coming?" Anna smiled. "We have been monitoring galactic communications for decades. We knew that eventually some human would be brave enough to ignore the Council's warnings and explore this sector. We hoped it would be someone like you, Captain Torres." "You know who I am?" Maya asked, surprised. "We know many things about the outside galaxy," Anna replied, "including the lies the Council has told about human history. Please, come with me. There is much you need to see." Anna led them through corridors that seemed to stretch on forever. As they walked, Maya noticed that the station was much larger, and she had first thought. Through transparent walls, she could see other levels extending both above and below them. "How many people live here?" Park asked. "On this station?" "About 50,000, Anna replied casually. "But this is just one of our research facilities. The main colony is on the planet below us." Maya stopped walking. "Planet?" "Our sensors did not detect any planets in this system." Anna's smile grew wider. "That is because you are looking with Council-approved sensors. Their technology is deliberately limited to prevent humans from discovering what we have accomplished." Here, they reached a massive observation deck that offered a view of space beyond the station. Anna activated controls that Maya did not recognize, and suddenly the view changed dramatically. Where before there had been only empty space, now Maya could see a beautiful blue and green world orbiting a hidden star. "This is New Terra," Anna explained, "home to 12 million humans who have been living free from Council control for 3 centuries. Tom stared at the planet in amazement. 12 million? That is more than half the human population in Council space. "Actually," Anna said, "we are not the only hidden colony. There are 17 other human worlds scattered throughout the forbidden sectors. Our total population is nearly 50 million. Maya felt dizzy. Everything she had believed about human history was crumbling around her. But the Great War. The Council said humanity was defeated and forced to accept their protection. Anna's expression darkened. The Council lied. The Great War was not a defeat. It was a betrayal. The Council feared that humans were advancing too quickly becoming too powerful. They made a deal with our enemies to destroy our strongest colonies and force the survivors to accept their control. That cannot be true, Park said. The Council has protected humanity for 300 years. Has it? Anna asked. Or has it kept humanity weak and dependent? Tell me, Dr. Park, what is the most advanced technology humans are allowed to develop under Council law? Park thought for a moment. Faster-than-light travel, advanced computers, energy weapons, but only with Council approval and oversight. Anna nodded. And what happens to humans who try to develop technology beyond what the Council allows? They are stopped, Maya said quietly, beginning to understand. The Council says it is for galactic security. The Council fears human ingenuity, Anna explained. They know that if humans were allowed to develop freely, we would soon surpass every other species in the galaxy. So they created the forbidden sectors to hide the evidence of what we can accomplish. Anna led them to another chamber filled with technology that looked centuries ahead of anything Maya had seen. Holographic displays showed star maps, scientific research, and communication networks that spanned multiple galaxies. This is what humans can achieve when we are free, Anna said proudly. We have developed faster-than-light communication, matter conversion technology, and energy sources that could power entire worlds. We have explored galaxies beyond the Milky Way and made contact with species the Council has never dreamed of. Maya stared at the displays in wonder. Why have you stayed hidden? With this technology, you could free all of humanity from Council control. Anna's expression grew serious. Because we learned patience. The Council has spent 3 centuries convincing the galaxy that humans are dangerous and need to be controlled. If we revealed ourselves too soon, it would only prove their point. But now, things are changing. What do you mean? Tom asked. The Council's control is weakening, Anna explained. Other species are beginning to question their authority. And humans like you are starting to ask the right questions. The time for hiding is almost over. Maya realized that her simple exploration mission had become something much bigger. She was not just discovering a hidden colony. She was uncovering a conspiracy that had shaped galactic history for 3 centuries. The truth was more incredible than she had ever imagined. Asterisk the Council's secret 770 words. Anna led Maya and her crew to a secure chamber deep within the station. The walls were lined with data storage units that hummed with quiet energy. This was clearly where the hidden colony kept their most important information. What I am about to show you will change everything you believe about the Galactic Council, Anna said, activating a large holographic display. But you need to see the truth. The display showed historical records that Maya had never seen before. Documents, communications, and video recordings that painted a very different picture of the Great War and humanity's place in the galaxy. 300 years ago, humans were the fastest-growing species in the galaxy. Anna began. We had colonies on over 200 worlds, and our technology was advancing at an incredible rate. Other species were beginning to worry that we would soon dominate the galaxy. The hologram showed images of human colonies that were far more advanced than anything Maya had seen in the Council archives. Cities that floated in the clouds, ships that could travel between galaxies, and scientific discoveries that seemed almost magical. The Council approached our leaders with an offer, Anna continued. They said they wanted to help humanity grow safely and responsibly. They offered protection, trade agreements, and membership in their galactic alliance. That sounds reasonable, Tom said. It was a trap, Anna replied. The Council's real plan was to limit human growth and keep us dependent on their technology. They began by restricting our research, claiming it was for galactic security. Then they started controlling our trade routes and limiting our expansion. The hologram showed secret council meetings where alien leaders discussed the human problem. Maya was shocked to hear them talking about humans like they were a disease that needed to be contained. Asterisk, some human colonies refused to accept these restrictions. Anna explained. They continued to develop advanced technology and expand into new sectors. The Council called this rebellion, but it was really just humans refusing to be controlled. So the Council started the Great War, Park asked. Worse than that? Anna sighed grimly. They hired mercenaries from the Helix Alliance to attack our most advanced colonies. They provided weapons, ships, and intelligence to our enemies. Then they offered to protect the remaining human worlds if we agreed to their terms. Maya felt sick. They orchestrated the destruction of their own member species. The Council documents are very clear, Anna said, bringing up more evidence. They believed that a weakened humanity would be easier to control than a strong one. They were right. The surviving human colonies were so grateful for protection that they agreed to every restriction the Council imposed. The holograms showed the aftermath of the war. Millions of humans killed, dozens of colonies destroyed, and the survivors forced to accept Council oversight of every aspect of their development. But some of us escaped, Anna continued. The most advanced colonies received warning about the Council's betrayal. We evacuated our populations to hidden sectors and began building new civilizations in secret. How did you manage to stay hidden for 3 centuries? Maya asked. Anna smiled proudly. Human ingenuity. We developed technology at the Council. Cannot detect. We created false energy signatures, stealth systems, and communication networks that operate on frequencies they do not monitor. We have been watching them while they believe they are watching us. Asterisk, the display showed the true extent of the hidden human colonies. 17 worlds, each more advanced than the last, with populations that had grown and thrived without Council. Interference. We have been preparing for this moment, Anna said. The time when someone like you would discover the truth and help us reveal it to the galaxy. What do you want me to do? Maya asked. Return to Council space, Anna replied. Share what you have learned. Show other humans that they do not have to accept the Council's limitations. Prove that humanity is capable of much more than the Council allows. Tom shook his head. The Council will never believe us. They will say we are making this up. Anna handed Maya a small device that looked like an advanced computer tablet. This contains copies of all the evidence we have gathered. Council. Documents, communication records, and proof of their betrayal. Even they cannot deny their own records. Maya took the device, feeling its weight. It was small, but it contained the power to change the entire galaxy. There is something else, Anna said. The Council's control is already weakening. Other species are beginning to question their authority. Several member worlds have started developing technology without Council approval. If humanity reveals the truth now, we will not be alone. Park examined the device with her scientific instruments. This technology is incredible. How did you develop such advanced computers? 3 centuries of free development, Anna replied. This is what humans can achieve when we are not held back by artificial limitations. Maya made her decision. I will take this evidence back to Council space. But what happens when they try to stop me? Anna's smile was confident. Captain Torres, you are not the only human who has discovered the truth. Our agents have been preparing for this moment for decades. When you reveal the evidence, you will have support from places you never expected. Maya realized that her simple exploration mission had become the beginning of a revolution. The hidden colonies were not just waiting to be discovered. They were ready to reclaim humanity's rightful place in the galaxy. The time for hiding was over. Asterisk. The truth revealed. Maya's journey back to Council space took 2 weeks, but it felt like a lifetime. The evidence device that Anna had given her contained enough proof to shake the foundations of galactic civilization. Every day, she and her crew studied the documents, preparing for what would come next. "Captain," Tom said as they approached, "the council station. Are you sure about this? Once we share this information, there will be no going back." Maya looked at the massive council headquarters floating in space ahead of them. It had always seemed impressive before, but now she saw it differently. It was not a symbol of unity and protection. It was a prison designed to keep humanity small and weak. "I am sure," she replied. "The truth needs to be told." The Wanderer docked at the council station without incident. Maya had requested an emergency meeting with the full council, claiming she had made an important discovery in her exploration. Mission. The council members agreed to see her, probably expecting a routine report about new mineral deposits or empty systems. The council chamber was a massive circular room with representatives from dozens of alien species. Maya had been here before, but never with information this dangerous. She walked to the center of the chamber, carrying Anna's evidence device. "Honored council members," Maya began, "I have discovered something in Sector 7 that changes everything. We know about galactic history." The council leader, a tall being with blue skin and multiple eyes, looked annoyed. "Captain Torres, Sector 7 is a restricted zone. You had no authority to enter that region. That is exactly why I had to go there." Maya replied, "I needed to know what you were hiding." Asterisk murmurs of concern rippled through the chamber. Maya activated the evidence device, and holographic displays filled the air around her. The council members could see their own secret documents, their own communications, and proof of their betrayal of humanity. 300 years ago, Maya said, her voice carrying clearly through the chamber, the council made a decision to limit human development by orchestrating the Great War. These are your own records, proving that you hired mercenaries to attack human colonies. The chamber erupted in chaos. Some council members shouted denials. Others demanded to know how Maya had obtained classified information. But Maya continued speaking, her voice growing stronger with each word. "You destroyed millions of human lives because you feared what we might become," she said. "You forced the survivors to accept your control, and you have spent 3 centuries keeping humanity weak and dependent." The council leader stood up, his multiple eyes blazing with anger. "These accusations are ridiculous. Humanity agreed to council oversight for their own protection." "Did we?" Maya asked. "Or did you give us no choice after you helped our enemies destroy our strongest colonies?" At that moment, something unexpected happened. Several alien representatives stood up and began speaking in support of Maya's claims. They revealed that their own species had been subjected to similar restrictions and control measures. "The Council has been limiting our development too," said a representative from the Orion Republic. "They claim it is for galactic security, but now we see it is for their own power." More species began to speak up, revealing decades of suppressed technology and restricted growth. Maya realized that humanity was not the only victim of the Council's control. They had been manipulating the entire galaxy. But the biggest surprise came when the chamber doors opened and Anna Wells walked in, accompanied by representatives from the hidden human colonies. They were no longer hiding. "Members of the Council," Anna said, her voice calm but powerful. "I am Director Anna Wells of the Free Human Alliance. We represent 50 million humans who have been living free from your control for 3 centuries. The council members stared in shock. They had believed the hidden colonies were just a few scattered survivors, not a thriving civilization with advanced technology. "We have been patient," Anna continued. "We have watched and waited while you kept our people imprisoned by your lies. But that time is over." Anna activated her own devices, and the chamber filled with images of the hidden human colonies. Cities that floated among the stars, ships that could travel between galaxies, and technology that made the Council's achievements look primitive. "This is what humanity can accomplish when we are free," Anna said. "And this is what we offer to every species in this galaxy, the chance to grow and develop without artificial limitations." The Council leader tried to maintain control, but it was too late. The evidence was overwhelming, and too many species were speaking up against the Council's authority. Within hours, the Galactic Council, as it had existed for centuries, was dissolved. New alliances formed between species that had been kept apart by Council restrictions. Humanity, no longer hidden or controlled, began to take its rightful place as a leader in galactic civilization. Maya Torres had set out to explore a forbidden sector, but she had discovered something far more important: the truth about human potential and the courage to fight for freedom. The galaxy would never be the same again, and humanity was finally free to reach for the stars without limits. The end.